Okay, welcome to a very quick tutorial on how to export your compositions once they're finished from After Effects. So let's have a look. Now I have this bit of footage from the Demon Eyes tutorial, and so it's a finished composition and I want to get it out of After Effects so that I can put it into something like Premiere and add some sound and that sort of thing. So to render things out, you want to click into your sequence just so that it is highlighted. Go up to Composition, Add to Render Queue. Once I click that, the render queue opens down here and you can see some settings and things. I'll just delete the one above it so we don't get confused. Okay, so this is the one that I've just added. The first thing you want to do is where it says Output To, I'll click on that and I'll decide where to save it. And just click Save. Okay, now it hasn't rendered out, we've just decided where we want to save it to. Alright, now I could hit the render button over here and it would render out. But the issue is, or the issue that I've found is that you end up with a file that is very, very large and much larger than you need it to be. So we are going to have a look at how to compress it slightly without losing image quality. So over here, where it says Output Module, and it's got the word lossless next to it. I'm going to click on lossless and this dialog box pops up. Okay, now firstly down here where it says audio output, if my composition, if I'd added audio within After Effects, then I would want to click this so that the audio is also outputted. This one doesn't have audio, so I'll just leave it unchecked. Now to compress it, there's a button here called Format Options. I'll click on there. And then under video codec, so at the very top, it says currently says animation. If I click the drop down, and it's got a whole lot of settings, but this is the one I want you to remember, Photo JPEG. So I'll click on that. And basically Photo JPEG it will export very high quality, but the file size won't be as large as a lossless file. Okay, we do want to bump the quality up to 100 just so that that's done. And just go OK, OK. Alright, so I've set up where I'm going to save my file to, and I've organized the compression, so all I need to do now is click Render. Okay, so my footage is rendered and then I can go and import that into Premiere and I'm good to go. We can have another look at a different example. So if I open up this one, which is just the logo animation from the beginning of the tutorials, so I'll just play it through. Okay, so again, it's a finished composition and it's ready to render out. Now what you'll notice about this one is when I'm towards the end, the center of the camera becomes transparent. So I can show that on and off by clicking this grid. Alright. Now the way that I use that is the title for each tutorial will appear under there. So to show you what that is, I'll put in something underneath. Okay, and you can see that that becomes transparent as it zooms in. Now in order for me to use this in Premiere, I need to actually keep that transparency or the invisible section. So I'm going to show you how to render that out now, and the settings are a little different. So we'll go again, Composition, Add to Render Queue. Okay, again, we'll click on the Output To, and just decide where you're going to save it, and click Save. We'll go in the Output module, and we'll click Lossless. Okay, now this composition does have audio, so I'll click Audio Output. Now, we're not going to go into format options like we did the last time around. The only thing we're going to do is have a look at this, channels, and it currently says RGB, so red, green, blue. If I go down the drop down, you'll see there are two other options, alpha and RGB plus alpha. Now the alpha is the invisible channel, okay, so that's that invisible section of the composition. So what I want to choose is RGB plus alpha. So it's going to actually export the actual video, the blues, the reds and the greens, but it will keep the invisible section underneath it. Okay, that's all I have to do. So I'll go OK and I'll click render. So if you're doing a composition that does require transparency, this is the way that you want to export that out of After Effects. Okay, it's all exported and we're good to go. Okay, hope you found that tutorial useful.